It looks like a fox, climbs like a cat, and eats like a panda. But this creature is nothing alike them. For decades, scientists argued over what the red panda truly was. A raccoon? A bear? The surprising truth: it belongs to its own unique family, Ailuridae, a branch of the tree of life with no close living relatives. It is a tiny ambassador of a forgotten world, a living puzzle piece of evolution. But this ancient lineage faces a modern paradox: its diet. How does a creature with a carnivore's digestive system survive almost entirely on leaves? Like the giant panda, the red panda eats mostly bamboo. But here's the twist: its stomach is not designed for plants. Even though its body is built to eat like a hunter, the red panda chooses to eat bamboo. So how does it survive? By eating constantly. Up to 20,000 bamboo leaves a day, and by choosing only the most nutritious shoots, with the precision of a tiny botanist. That is also why red pandas are solitary for most of the year. Researchers found that even in dense habitat, their paths rarely cross. Not avoidance, but spacing. A way of sharing bamboo without conflict. A quiet ecological role, almost hidden. Its life is slow because its food is weak, but that slowness keeps it safe in a world of predators. But the red panda has another secret. Something hidden in its paw that it shares with the giant panda. The red panda has a special tool. Look closely at its front paws. It has an extended bone that acts just like a thumb, helping it grip stalks of bamboo firmly, almost as if it were holding a pencil. It evolved independently from the giant panda's false thumb. Two different species, two different evolutionary paths. One brilliant solution. Nature repeating itself because the idea was simply too good. And that's not the only tool this little acrobat carries. Its most beautiful gift is the one it drags behind it. The red panda's tail is a masterpiece. It looks like decoration, but it's architecture. A counterweight that shifts with each step, helping the panda cross branches no wider than your finger. Scientists discovered that the tail's 12 to 20 rings aren't just patterning. They create subtle stiffness zones, allowing the panda to brace itself during sudden wind or shifting bark. The tail also becomes a blanket, wrapped tight around its sleeping little muzzle like a soft striped scarf when the Himalayan night turns cold. And when another red panda is near, that same tail sends silent signals through the branches. One tail, many gifts. But of all the red panda's surprises, the strangest one is a sound you've almost certainly never heard. Red pandas don't roar, they don't growl, they don't hiss. Instead, they make a sound called a twitter. A high bird-like chirp used to greet, warn, or call. This delicate sound, shaped by red panda's small vocal cords, fades quickly as it threads through the dense Himalayan foliage. It's a language built for closeness, not distance. A tiny voice for a tiny forest ghost. A creature that spends almost its entire life above the ground. Red pandas spend most of their lives in trees. They can descend head first thanks to their flexible ankles. They can rotate their hind legs almost 180 degrees using their claws like hooks to grip bark. They can descend like acrobats, twisting their bodies to land softly on moss and leaves. And here's a surprising fact. Red pandas can stand on their hind legs to appear larger when threatened. a tiny creature with a surprisingly bold posture. But all of this, the tail, the voice, the acrobatics, is at risk of disappearing. Despite their charm, red pandas are endangered. Fewer than 10,000 remain in the wild. Their forests are shrinking. Their bamboo is disappearing. And climate change is pushing them higher and higher into the mountains. But here's the good news. Across the Himalayas, people are fighting for the red panda. Protected forests, breeding programs, communities working together. The red panda's future is fragile, but not lost. Which brings us back to where we started. A creature with no living relatives, surviving alone in a forest. And still here. The red panda is not fierce, not fast, not loud. It survives through gentleness, through curiosity, through a life lived in the treetops where the world is soft and green. A creature shaped by old stories, by bamboo, by mist, and by millions of years of quiet survival. A reminder that even the quietest animals can carry the oldest stories.